Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is part 8, the finale, the grand finale of this unboxing. I hope that you're going to enjoy it because it's been a long run. Always these unboxings are a bit, I should almost film it over multiple days rather than trying to do it all at once. But I always try to do it all at once because I'm so excited to get these books. I just want to open them up and see them. So this one is going to be a bunch of slabs. And we're going to get right into it. It should be fun. So yeah, let me just put these aside so I can kind of get into the books a bit. Okay, gotta put these down. And I have no idea what's inside these packages. At this point, my brain is barely working, actually. I've been recording for, like, seriously, like over 4 hours. Almost, actually about 6-7 hours. So it's been a while. It's been a long day of recording videos, but it's been really fun. Okay. So, get into this one. So let's see what we start out with. Okay, not a bad start. Not a bad start. Nice Silver Age Grail. Okay, so this is Tales to Astonish number 59. And this is the first appearance of Hulk in the title. So what happened was Hulk kind of, he had a short run. It was like six books in the original Hulk series. And, you know, it just didn't run. It didn't work. He just wasn't popular. So they canceled him after 6 issues. But still they wanted to work with the character. They kind of wanted to have him come back. So they decided to put him in Tales to Astonish with Ant-Man. And so what happened was this is the very first time that you get the Hulk appearing with Ant-Man in Tales to Astonish. So first time he appears in this, not first time they appear together, but first time that they appear both in this title. You know, it's the Incredible Hulk battles Giant Man. Just a interesting book. First appearance of Hulk in the title, Avengers and Human Top appearance, classic cover. So it's a Stan Lee story, Jack Kirby and Sal Brodsky cover. So cool. Cool book. So nice Silver Age key. That's a Silver Age book from 1964. Okay. And next one is really interesting. I totally goofed when I bought this book. Or actually, when I didn't buy this book. So this is Strange Fantasy number 13. And what happened was I was actually watching this book on auction. And I was like, I got distracted for a minute. And I came back and I was like, oh my goodness, the auction's over. So the book actually ended up selling for dirt cheap. It was like way undervalued. But the guy that bought it relisted it. And he just had it as, I think he had it like 3 times what he paid. Like it was a pretty good deal for him if he could sell it for that. But then I offered him like a fair price, sort of in between, you know, what he paid and like what it's worth. So I got a pretty good deal on it, but I still paid more than he did. So he made money. I made, you know, I got a good price on it, but it is just a really great book. This is Strange Fantasy 13. It's a bondage cover, girl in the red dress. Just a really, you know, classic pre-code horror book. Even denotes on CGC will always denote this bondage cover. So yeah, 3.5 from 1954. Just a really cool cover. The corpse that came to dinner. Yeah, I hate when that happens. Okay. But I was glad to get it, actually, for a reasonable price. And even probably what would have happened had I actually bidded the first time, I probably would have ended up paying more than what I ended up buying it for, because there would have been that competition. But it was good that I got it for what I did. Okay, I know what this one is. So I actually already had this book, but I saw this book listed in a 9.8 for a pretty good price. I was like, oh man, it's like almost like a no-brainer. It was like the cost of the slab, and you'd think, wow, really, why is it so cheap? But it is what it is. I figured, hey, if they're going to list it at that cost of the slab kind of price, I'm going to buy it for that cost of the slab price. And it is XMen, Uncanny X-Men 283. Now, this is actually the first full appearance of Bishop. So Bishop, everyone kind of associates X-Men 282 as being the first appearance of Bishop, but it's actually the cameo. So he's on the cover, but he doesn't really appear in the story. So it's only in this book that he actually appears in full. So a lot of people don't realize that this is actually the bigger book in terms of first appearances. But so I got this for like $20. It's like, why not? Gee, it's such a great price. And in 9.8, it's an older slab because it doesn't denote the, you can tell an older slab because of the label, but it doesn't denote that it's white pages or off-white or whatever. But it actually does say it up here. You can see it says white pages. But yeah, so first full appearance of Bishop. What an awesome book. And in a 9.8. That's so great. So yeah, I like when you can get really big books for really great prices. Okay, so that's that one. Next. Oh wow, okay, this is just a really great cover. I always wanted this cover, and somebody had it, and I was actually questioning them because, like, are you sure? Are you sure it's a 9.8? Are you sure it's a first print? Are you sure? Like, because I was like shocked. It was an Instagram claim sale, and I'm like, I'll claim it, I'll claim it, I'll claim it, because it was such a great price. I was super excited about this book. I always love this cover. This is a Joshua Middleton cover of Batgirl, and it's just a really great. I just love this cover. I've always loved this cover. I've seen people have it in their background. You know, they're doing their comic videos and they'll have this cover in the background. I'm like, oh, that's such a brilliant cover. I wish I had that book. Just a really, really great cover. And they had it for, I think it was like $50 or $60, something like that. It was really inexpensive. 9.8. I mean, it's just like such a great price. I was super excited. This is Batgirl 23, the Josh Middleton cover variant from 2018. Just a really great cover. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like it as much as I do? Am I just crazy? But I really love this cover. I think it's just something about it really appeals to me. Okay. Okay, next one. Oh, okay. So this is actually a downgrade. Okay. I bought this comic because I already have it. I already own a copy that's actually a higher grade. Not much higher grade. I think it's like a 2.25 range, but it's ungraded. And I got it from Heritage, so I know it is the grade it is. But I always wanted this as a graded copy just because I wanted to be able to display it. And because I really like this cover. It's Red Seal Comics number 14 from 1945. It's just a classic cover. It's a syringe cover. He's got like the syringe. You got the girl in the red dress in bondage. It's the first issue. Black Dwarf begins. So that's the Black Dwarf right there. I think it's his first appearance as well. Nemo appearance, bondage, hypodermic needle cover. and Pete Gatsko, Gatsuko, Gattuso cover, um, and Joe Beck art interior. So yeah, just a really great cover. I just always like this cover. Just the typical crazy mad scientist hero running in to save the girl that's in bondage. Lots of fun stuff going on here. So yeah, I always like that cover. So I wanted it to get graded, and actually, this copy came up on eBay, and it was cheaper than the copy I had by a lot. I've never seen it listed for this low. It was like $100. So I was like, oh man, that's a no-brainer. Like this book usually goes $200-300 at least. So yeah, so I was like, hey, why not? Great price. So pick that up. Okay. Okay, this one's got a lot of wrapping on it. I should have maybe unwrapped a bit more. Oh, not that strong. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, lots of wrapping. They did a good job of packing it. So this is Cave Girl number 11. Okay, so this is the last book I needed for this run. I think there's like 4 or 5 issues in the run. This is actually the first issue of the run, even though it's Cave Girl 11. It's from 1953. It's the origin of Cave Girl, A1 Comics number 60 or number 82. Bob Powell art, and yeah, it's also white pages. That's nice for a 1950 book. That's kind of rare. So just a really great book here. You can see the toys on the back. Yeah, just I was always trying to get this book because I wanted to complete that run. So finally get the set. So Cave Girl number 11. Nice, Jungle Girl action kind of cover. Okay, and so yeah, this one has a bit more wrapping. I don't know. Are there like, I'm a bit of a completionist. I like to get all the books from a series. What do you think? Do you go for everything from a series, or are you just like going for key issues? Tell me your thoughts below. I'd be curious what people do. Okay. Oh wow, this one's really well wrapped. Even wrap this. Okay, I'm gonna I know what the next book I'll open is, because I know what the next one is. Okay, so this one's kind of I already have this book. I paid like $5 for my first copy of this. This was offered at much higher than that, but it's a graded book. But this is one of those ones where once it's above a 9.4, it actually starts commanding a bit of money, because it is like a very big key. This is Simpsons Comics and Stories number 1, and it's the first appearance of the Simpsons in comics. Actually, Bart himself makes an earlier appearance in another comic, but this is the first appearance of the Simpsons in general. So this is a polybag with poster. So it was originally included like a polybag usually, and there was a poster. They remove, like, whenever CGC grades comics, they always remove the polybag. Because you can't really grade a comic with the polybag. So they removed the polybag, but they kept the poster. So it has the original poster inside. Generally, which is kind of weird. So this is one of the things that I always thought was strange about CGC. If you're being technical, this is an incomplete copy because there's no polybag. That's the original book, came with a polybag. But this is considered a blue label. Now, if the poster was missing, it would get the green label. So it's weird that they remove the polybag in that respect, that, they are making it incomplete by doing so. But just a great book, one that I picked up. Again, sometimes you find these listings where you can pick up books for a really great price. Pick this up for a great price, so it was kind of a no-brainer. So 1993, first appearance of The Simpsons. Matt Groening cover. Okay, so the next book is also a Simpsons book. And this one, actually, I talked about on my channel. And I was always interested in this book, but it's a really rare book. It's hard to find. So I was quite excited when I did find a copy of this on eBay. It's like here. Okay, this one's, it's not a high grade. It's actually kind of a mid grade, but it is a great book. This is Barkira. Now, what it is it's like, I forget how many artists were involved, like 700 artists were involved with the creation of this book. So what it is every page or every second page is a different artist. And what they did with this book is they retold the Kira story using the Simpsons characters. So it's really interesting how they did it. And it's almost like panel for panel kind of level. But each page, as I said, it's a different artist. So some pages are really great, amazing like art, and then others are maybe kind of mediocre art. So it's just all over the place, but it's really well done in that respect, that you get to see all these different artists and their interpretations of the characters and of Akira plus the Simpsons. And it's just really interesting that way. So you got this, here's the back cover. So yeah, so just a really interesting book. This is kind of one where it's been a very hot book because of the fact that like there are collectors of The Simpsons like myself. And also, it's such a rare book. I think there's only a few hundred copies of this. And I'm not even sure how many on the census. It's like less than, maybe even less than 100. And this is Barkira, like non-numbered. There actually were supposed to be more issues because the complete Akira story is actually quite long. So they were planning on doing more issues, but they never got around to it. They never actually were able to get it published. So this is from 2014. So really great book, really rare, awesome one to find. So I was quite happy. I'll have to check the census on it. I forget how many were on the census, but it's not many. Really rare book. Okay, so moving away from The Simpsons, like those are all Simpsons books, we're getting back into the Golden Age again. And this one, again, sometimes I find really great deals. And this was just a really great deal. I liked the cover. And it was a Golden Age book. This is Buzzy, number 43. And it's from DC. This was a DC comic. Kind of, again, like Archie. Archie inspired a lot of publishers to mimic them. It has a bit of that good girl art, teacher thing, the typical trope of the student falling in love with the teacher. And this is from 1952. Win Mortimer art, Jack uh, Jack Schriff a story, and so what does it say? We will now take up our regular French verbs amour to love, embrasser to kiss. And this guy's like totally into it because he's like thinking, oh, I love her, I want to kiss her. So yeah, just a really great cover. Yeah, Buzzy number 43. Yeah. Okay. I have no idea what this is, but we'll find out. So I collect a lot of good girl art, and I always think it's interesting when you find like DC or Marvel versions of good girl art. Okay, this is not a slab. I thought it was when when it was packed, so that's why I have it at the finale, but it's not a slab. I'm not sure why they packed it this way, but I'm going to see if I can get it to get out here. Okay. So they put it in this really weird packaging. I don't know. It was like that. So it looked like a slab because it's it was really well packaged. But this one, my friend Trinessa from our Lady Pop Hunter, she was telling me about this comic, and I thought, wow, that's a really great, crazy cover. And it's Weird War Tales, number 89. And it's like these Nazi apes. Just this crazy cover. So yeah, it's just a pure cover by just these crazy Nazi apes. But this book actually can command pretty big dollars because people also agree that it's a crazy Nazi cover. It's got the Nazi flag and everything. It says, "Would you defy the primate platoon?" Yeah, it's just Weird War Tales. So kind of a what if the Nazis were apes, maybe? I don't know. Very interesting. Okay, so a few more left. Okay, oh, this one is another one where I decided to get it as a slabbed copy, even though I have a raw version of it. It's just sort of having it in the slab sometimes is nice. And this is the Pro in a 9.6. Again, it's another black cover. These are very hard to get in high grade. I got the price on this one kind of came down recently, even though it's actually a very important book. It's a very funny story because it's like, what if a prostitute basically gets superpowers? I'll show you the back as well. But yeah, so it's, but it was originally written by, I should say, Garth Ennis. And it's Amanda Connor cover. And yeah, so just a really great book. Basically, Garth Ennis, who wrote this one, he later went on to write The Boys. So this is kind of like the prototype to The Boys. It has that kind of anti-hero kind of element to it, or anti-superhero kind of genre to it, and it's just really interesting. So she curses, she smokes, she breastfeeds, she blows away the competition. She is the most unlikely person on earth to get superpowers. She's the Pro. A very funny story too. Is worth reading. Definitely funny. So yeah, so got that as a 9.6, which is nice. To get a 9.8, like I could have gotten a cheaper, like a cheap 9.8, But a cheap 9.8 was about 2 to 3 times the price. So I was like, I'll be happy with the 9.6. Especially since I already had the book. That's why I picked the 9.6. Okay. Hey, this next book. Okay. Oh no. Oh well. So some bad news on this one. This one has a cracked case. So you can see, you can actually hear it cracked. So for the most part, the shipping was quite good. And this one actually was packed well. So I'm kind of wondering if the case was broken beforehand. Because you can see it's like totally cracked. It's a shame. Totally smashed case. But this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 34. This is the origin and first appearance of Death, the Terminator. So Death, the Terminator. Yeah. It's yeah. Such a shame. I'm kind of sad about this. That it's a broken case. But oh well, it happens. So this is from the first series of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've been trying to, as I said, to get a run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was able to pick this up very affordably. But to get it smashed is really sad because it's more expensive for me to get it reholdered than it was to buy the comic. It's just very frustrating to have that happen. Okay, that's kind of sad. Okay, now we have one last package, and then we're done. This is the last one. Hopefully it'll be not broken. So, and let's see. Hopefully it's something good too, something big. Let's see. All right, not bad, not bad. It's not a huge book, but it is a cool one. Okay, so this is in a little rough shape, but it is a cool book. This is Carrie Drake, number 5. And it's actually kind of a famous cover. This is a bondage cover. Again, girl in the red. She's in bondage. And this one actually, I don't actually get what the plan was. But you get the bad guy. He's about to cut the rope, which is going to, when he cuts the rope, it's going to shoot this arrow at the girl. But if you think about it, the same rope that he's about to cut is the same rope that is tying her hands. So she would just drop down, the arrow might miss her altogether. So I don't know. It just seems a little like a dumb plan. I don't know. But yeah, it's just a famous cover. It's a famous bondage cover. And I always liked it. So I just wanted to get it. Basically, that's the whole logic behind it. This one did suffer water damage, and that's why it's a 2.0. You can see like right in there how it suffered some water damage. But other than that, it actually displays quite well. So Carrie Drake, number 5 from 1944. Kind of interesting bondage cover. So that's it. That's the last of them. Wow, what a big unboxing that was. You know, it was 8 videos. Just the videos, if you just watch them all, it's like over 4 hours of video, like almost 5 hours of video. I've been recording for like the last 7, 8 hours. Just a really long time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the different things that I picked up. It's been a really interesting one. Again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.